Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. Today is 2020, December 22nd. 3 more days to Christmas. And good morning, George from Australia. And today we're gonna do emacs lisp coding. So it's gonna be nothing but emacs lisp coding. Okay. And let me check one more time if I'm alive and well. Video check, audio check. We are good to go. So let's begin. Okay. Now, if you have questions, comments, comments. If you have questions, post it and pay me. Okay, there's a $sign pay. Okay, so we have several items. So this is today's talk show. We have several items of emacs lisp coding, and we are going to do at least 3 of them, 3 or 4. It'll be 1 hour. Okay, so if you have a preference which one to begin or which one you want to see, post in the comments. Okay. Good morning, Jacob. What happened to your eye? Nothing. I mentioned before I have cross eye since I was young, I think. So I have cross eye, not so severe, but sometimes I cover one eye. That makes me see better. Okay, so I'm going to just start coding. Okay, post one of the items. Okay, post comments and stuff, and pay me. So modify xah-HTML rename source file path. So comma becomes low line. Okay, so we can. So here's a bunch of emacs lisp tasks and also some emacs workflow demo. For each of the emacs lisp task, I'm going to demonstrate it. I'm going to show you what it's about, why it's useful, and then I'm going to code it because I need to do some modification. So okay, so let's begin with the first one. Okay, so that one is xah-HTML rename source file path. So let me show you what that is about. Okay, so for example, I'm going to do a screenshot. Okay, so I press one key, then let's say I highlight this section. Okay, now that's a screenshot. Now I can go back to Emacs. Now on the pink window on the right, you can see all my Emacs command codes. Okay, if you don't know what I'm doing, just look up the command and you'll find the source code. So I just did a screenshot. Okay, so then I'm going to call this command by this key. This command is a xah-move-image-file. So it asks me for a directory. I say the current directory, no file name. Okay, let's do it again. Screenshot, let's see, let's screenshot here. Screenshot, let's say I want to screenshot this part. Okay, now back to Emacs. Now I call the command. Now watch the pink window. Okay, xah-move-image-file. It's asking me for a directory to put the screenshot to. So I say that directory, that's a current directory. And it asks me for a file name. So okay, I just use the default file name. Enter. So you can see it added this section. Okay, let's magnify. Okay, so you can see it added this section, and it also optimized the PNG image, and it also removed any metadata. You can see if you go to the messages buffer, you can see it removed metadata, and it also optimized the PNG file. So if I show in browser, you can see there it is. That's the screenshot I just did. Okay, so that command is where is it? Okay, where did it go? So yeah, it went up here. So xah-move-image-file. Okay, now anyway, that command is useful by itself because when you do a screenshot, depending on if you are on Mac or Windows or Linux, it saves to different places. Like maybe sometimes in desktop, In Linux, it saves in your home directory, I think, depending on which screenshot tool you use. So anyway, if you are a blogger, you want to move that image to your blog. So with this command, it's just one key press. One key press, it will search all the directories with a screenshot name, certain screenshot name, and move it to a directory and create the HTML tags for it. So for example, we have the figure tag, which is for HTML figure, and we have the figure caption tag, which is for annotation. For example, you can see. Now, let me show you this command, which is what I'm going to do. Oftentimes, when you have an image in HTML file, or if you have, for example, if you have a CSS file or whatever file, a link to a file, a local file, you want to, for example, let's go to the screenshot. Okay, for example, here is a screenshot. Okay, this is a file path. I can press enter to open it. I can press a key to go to the dire directory. You see, this is the file screenshot. Now that name is no good because usually I want some descriptive name, so I want to change the name. So normally the way you do it is you open the file, you go to the dire directory, then you press a key to start rename file. So let's say I rename it 123. Okay, let's say that. Okay, let's hide. Wait. Okay. Anyway, this is a new name. Okay. Once done, press Ctrl C, Ctrl C. So I got a new name, 123 at the end. And let's magnify. Okay. Well. Okay. So let's now. Wait. Open. Let's hide the description. Now we can magnify. So you see, I just renamed it 123. Now close this. Now back in the HTML file, you see the file name no longer match. So if you show in browser, it's it shows an error. So I have to rename the link here as well, 123. You see, I have to rename it. Now go back to the browser, show it. Now it shows. So oftentimes you want to rename a file, and the process is a little bit tedious, even with Emacs. So I have a command that let me rename like right on this HTML file. So I can rename it, and it will automatically rename the file on the disk. So let me show you. So okay, so I want to rename this file. I just press a key, and the command name is xah-html rename source file path. Now you can see in the pink window. Okay, now it asks me what name I want to type. You see. So here is a mini buffer at the bottom. So let's say random. Okay, let's just say random. Enter. You see, it changed the link. It also I can press enter to open it and go to diode, hide detail, magnify. You can see it also renamed the file on disk. So, or you can do it directly in HTML. Let's try it again. Okay, so this is file, rename it something. Okay, now renamed, enter, open it, go to diode, hide other things, magnify. You can see the file name, and press a key to show it in Finder. There it is. That's the Mag Finder. Okay, close it, back to Emacs, close it. So that's the name, xah rename. This command lets you rename things in HTML directly, any link to local file. Okay, but there's one more thing I want to do. So what's the thing today? I want to modify it. So I want to modify this command so comma becomes lowline. Okay, so yeah. Let me show you. Okay, so comma. Okay, so let's do it. Open it. Go to diode. Let's rename it again using diode. Hold on a second. Let's hide details. Show the pink window, and start the diode toggle read only. So now I can, okay, let's do it again. So now I can rename the file directly. Let's just say XS, okay, 123. let's add a comma. So here's a new name x. Let's just put s. Okay, s comma 1 2 3. Okay, Control C to save it. Okay, now open the file. You see it's renamed. Close it. Copy the file path. By the way, this is a command very useful. xah copy file path. There are other ways, but anyway. So copy the file path, go close that. Now we are back in the HTML file. Now this file is no longer correct because I press enter, it says file doesn't exist. Now I press the key, I paste it here. You can see here's the new path. Okay, what do I want to do? I want to, so comma becomes lowline. Modify okay, anyway, so let's make it a image file. Okay, and now delete this, we don't need. Show in browser, same thing. Now the problem is there's a comma. What is my problem? You see, I wanted to automatically change the comma to underscore to a low line, because typically in file name comma is no good. I'm not even sure it's a valid URL. But what's the situation? I forgot. Let's see the comments. Okay, so not much comments. 15 people watching. Say hi. Okay, so I want to rename source file path, so comma becomes low line. I forgot what actually, how do I want to do this. Basically what I wanted, when I do my work on my website, I write down things I need to change, and for some of them that might make a good idea to do a video in xah talk show, I write it down. So but now I forgot when do I want this to change. But the idea is basically sometimes you got a file with a comma there. I don't want to manually change the comma to underscore like right now. You see, now I just change it to comma to underscore. I don't want to do it manually. I wanted some kind of automated way. But however, when does that apply? I forgot actually. Okay, I think I know what's going on. So I think it is actually another command. I want this to be done automatically. Yes, it is the, yeah. Let me show you. Okay, hold on a second. So anyway, this file we don't need anymore. Press a key to delete it. You can see this command is xah delete current file. Okay, so the file no longer exists. Remove that. Show in browser. Okay. So what I want to modify is that I want to modify a name. Okay, so let's go to desktop. Can we go to desktop? Desktop. So I don't even have that desktop. Okay, let's go to Finder and let's go to desktop. Okay. There is no file there. Okay, let's do a screenshot. Press a button. Let's say that. Oops, actually that's not the right screenshot because that copy I want to save to file. So let's do it again. Press a button. Let's say I want this screenshot. Okay, done. Now go back to the desktop. There it is. So that's the new screenshot we just did. Now I want to rename this file so it contains a comma. Okay, hold on a second. So I'm going to rename this file so it contains a comma. Okay, there it is. Now back to Emacs. Now let's call the command again that moves the screenshot to my blog location. So do it xah-move-image-file, okay, the current directory. Okay, so it asks me a new name. You can see in the mini buffer it asks me for a new name. Okay, now let's say I don't want to change, so enter. It's done. Now, yeah, here it is. You can see it automatically replace any space by a low line. Okay, that's great. But however, it still got a comma there. You see, it still got a comma there. I wanted to automatically change the comma to low line as well. So let's start to modify the code. Okay, so this code is called, okay, let's say this code is this one. Okay, so xah-move-image-file actually. So put it there, show in browser. You can see this is the correct code that I want to modify. Okay, so we are going to modify this command. Okay, so let's go to the source code. Okay, there it is. Tab, go to it. There it is. Magnify, xah-move-image-file. Now let's narrow to region. Okay, so we only see this code, nothing else. Let's magnify. Okay, xah-move-image-file. Now remember, what we need to do is we want this command to automatically change any comma to underline. Okay, now there's already code that changes space to underline. So all we have to do is just search for underline. There it is. You see this line of code? Replace rejects in string. So it replaces space by underscore. Now all we have to do is to we want to replace comma by do it again. So let me do it this way. Okay, now you can see, copy it, paste it again. Now comma. Okay, now cut this part, put it here. That's it. That's all you want to do. Prettify the whole code. Okay, shrink a little bit, then go to the top, modify the version name. Okay, the version date. So December 22nd. So that's a new version. So now we are going to evaluate this code. So let's just do that. Eval defun. Okay, now let's try it again. Now we are back to our HTML. First of all, let's open this, delete it, show in browser. Now let's do a screenshot again. Screenshot, let's say screenshot this part. Okay, now go to Finder. There it is. Now that's our command. Now how do I make this larger? Oh yeah, you can. Okay, so now we want to change the file name and add a comma. Okay, let's say comma. Oh, comma. Okay, a bunch of commas. Okay, so that's a new file name. Now that's in desktop. Now let's try our command again. So let's try our command again. Show in the pink window, space M. There it is. It asks me a directory. Okay, now it asks me a new name. I'm too lazy. I don't want to type a new name. So enter. There it is. Now you can see it added this section and the file name. You see the comma all become underscore. So fantastic. Mission accomplished. Show in browser. There it is. That's our new command. So mission accomplished. So okay, so that's that one for that one. Okay, open it, delete it, clean up, delete it. Okay, so this one is done. xah-move-image-file. Okay, now this one, where where can you get the code? Let me show you. Okay, so we want to go to the source code again. Wait. Okay, copy. Describe function. Go to the source code and widen so we can see all other things on this in this file. And go to diode. So and hide details and magnify so you can see this is my emacs init. So all these are my emacs init lisp files. Okay, select those backup, delete them. Yes. Okay, now go to eShell, magnify, git status. Okay, actually let's try Magit. Okay, hold on a second, close it, call Magit status. Okay, so you can see two file name changed. One is abbrev. I made a lot change to abbrev, and then here is what we just did. Okay, we're going into stage commit what cc for commit. Now type a commit message, much ado in live stream. Okay, done. Now I need to push it to my GitHub. So pp. There it is. It's done. So now you just go to my emacs init on GitHub. Sorry, you will find it. That code, the new code. Okay, close that. That is done. One task done. That is this one. So next one, which you like to see next? That's in the emacs in my YouTube live stream description. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Nobody says anything. Camille Tank says, if you want an idea of something to talk about, I know very little about how to debug when elisp throws errors. No, I don't need ideas to talk about. I mentioned that many times. I mean, that's one of the frequently asked question. But I suppose you want to ask a question. That's so the question is, how do you debug emacs lisp? Okay, I am a old-fashioned programmer. I debug emacs lisp or Python or Golang or JavaScript. The way I debug is just add print statements. Okay, that's all I do. I've never used any debugger, because I'm not a low-level programmer like C or C++. So it's not really necessary. I always just use print messages. Let me show you. Okay, let me show you quickly. We got a lot other things to do. Let me show you quickly. So let's go back to the source code again. Let's see. Okay, so here is our command again, xah-move-image-file. Let's say we don't know what's going on. So in the code, in the relevant places, all you have to do is you just put messages. Oh my God, something is wrong. This. Okay, then you put whatever things here. For example, file list. Okay, then you just run it. Then you go to the messages buffer. Press a key. You go to here's the message buffer. Then you just that's how I debug. So that is the most fundamental way. There's another thing I do in emacs lisp is that you turn on this command. Okay, let me show you. Delete that. Okay. Wait, what is the? No, not that. Shit. No. Okay, I forgot what's the key now. There it is. So you want to call this command. Okay, magnify. Toggle debug on error. Okay, toggle debug on error. So I just press a key to turn it on. Now it's on. Now when I run a lisp command, any emacs commands, when there's error, it will pop up, all the details on where it is wrong. So this is what I use very often. So you want to look into that. Okay, toggle debug on error. Okay, that's how I debug emacs lisp code, and that's sufficient for me. Now, some other people, they have other ways, but I've never tried. There's anyway, you can, there's Sasha, I believe, or there are blogs about it. Just search for emacs lisp debug. I think there's one called debug or something. I never used it. Okay, so that's one thing. Now I want to do another thing. Modify this command xah-atom-update-entry-date to color changed part. Okay, so let me show you that one. This one, modify the color. Basically, I have a command that changed some text in the buffer. Once it's done, I want the changed part to be highlighted. Okay, so first of all, let's go to Emacs blog. Let me show you what that command is. Okay, so here is my Emacs blog. Let's go back to my talk show page. Here is the talk show page. Okay, now copy the file path, go back to the Emacs blog, magnify. So we go to here, add a new section, which is here, and paste my talk show and make a link. Okay, then add a paragraph, then show in browser. You can see that I just added this thing. Okay, now I want to add it to my Atom blog. So Atom web feed. So there's a RSS web feed. I'm using the Atom format. Okay, so I want to add what I did, today's blog to the web feed. So what I do, I go back to the buffer and press a key, and that command is xah-atom new entry. So basically, it just automatically added this part to the RSS file. So let me show you the file. Okay, go to the diet. So here is the file. Okay, so hide whatever the details. So here's the file. You see, here is my Emacs blog, and this XML is the Atom web feed. So I just added it. Okay, so which is all good. Okay, actually we don't want to add this because I'm just doing this for testing purposes. Okay, delete. So there it is. So that's the Atom file. But what do I want to do? There is another command. Okay, so let's say this one. So open show in Emacs. So I have this file that's a tutorial on file encoding in Emacs. This is very useful if you work with languages other than English or emoji, or math symbols, because you need Unicode. So this tutorial is about how all the decoding, encoding issues in Emacs. Okay. It's written beginning in 2009, and let's see if this is in my Atom already. Back to Emacs. Okay, problem of scratch buffer. Okay, so the last entry is the problem of scratch buffer, which is this entry. So the next one, Emacs Magic mod problem. Magic mod is a great mod, but it's got some problems. Now I'm still working on this page. Okay, so the next one is Emacs file encoding FAQ. So let me do something. Okay, close that. So the magic mod, so here is the magic mod problem section. Okay, I wanted to add a to-do. Okay, work in progress. Okay, go back to the browser, refresh. You can see it says work in progress. Now whenever I have a to-do tag there, that means it's not in my Atom feed yet. Okay, and this one, emacs file encoding, which is not in my Atom feed neither. So this one, so I want to add to the Atom feed. So let's do it. Done. Okay, again the command is xah-atom new entry. You can see in the ping window. Okay, done. I'm just reposting this. Okay, so no to do. Close it, save it, no to do. Okay, back to the browser, refresh. Okay, so now it's in my Atom feed. Okay, now I need to, of course, I need to sync to the server. Then you can see it. So I just press a key. Then it syncs to my server, my web server. A lot to do. 1,000 things to do. And you don't have time, and you are getting old. So building file list, it takes a while whenever I'm doing a live stream. What is not done yet? What? It is done. You see it updated. You can see it updated my Emacs blog, my Atom web feed file, and my talk show page. Close it. Okay, so what's my point? Okay, I haven't got to it yet. So oh yeah, so now here's the thing. Okay, so I just added these two right, Emacs file encoding FAQ. I just added this entry to the Atom file. But let's say I made some change. Like sometimes I find some other errors and I made some changes. So I say, instead of repost, I say something. Okay, instead of saying repost, let's say I say updated. Okay, like whatever. Sometimes I want to make other comments, or sometimes it's not just a link. Sometimes I'm writing a blog. I made changes to the blog. So now we go back to the Atom file. You can see in the Atom file it's it's not updated. So I can update it here. Let's say I made some update. Now when you update the Atom file, you also need to update this updated field. Okay, so I have a command for that. -x xah-atom-update-entry-date. Okay, so enter. Wait, did it change? Now notice, yeah, yes, it did. You see, so this is December 2nd, 22nd, 15 o'clock, 40 minutes, 57. Okay, now I call xah-atom-update-entry-date. So you see it changed. But what I want to do now, so that's the command. But I want it to highlight the changed part. Okay, so let's do that. Close. Go to the source code. Here is the source code. Open it. So here is the command. Narrow to region, so you can see nothing but this command. Okay. Now all I want to do is just add the changed part. Okay. I mean highlight, make it colored. So I forgot what's the highlight. So go to the xah-li-emacs lisp tutorial. So you want to highlight something in an Emacs command. What you do is you go to Emacs lisp write major mod, and you go to color comment. No, you go to define phase, color comment, keyword completion, create key map, abbrev, text properties, overlay highlighting. Okay, now actually I gave a talk show about this topic, so we are not going to do again. We are just going to copy and paste code. So the copy and code is actually just this. Okay, cut. Okay, delete that. So the code, this is the code we want. Overlay begin end. Okay, begin end is position 1, position 2, face and bold. We don't want bold. We want highlight. Okay, now we need to text properties. We want to find out a default face in Emacs. Okay, list faces display. Okay, let's show it. List faces display. So here you can see Emacs lists all its built-in faces. Okay, one of them is named highlight. There it is. This one. You see this one. You see this one. Okay, highlight. That's the word I want. So close that. So instead of bold, say highlight there. Okay, prettify the whole thing and change the version date. Let's add today's date. Okay, now double check one last time. Is this correct? Delete region P1 P2. Okay, we delete it first, then we make it highlight. No, wait. Highlight it first. Wait, okay, I know what's going on. Insert. So after we insert, then search backward. Okay, search backward for that bound, no arrow. Okay, so search backward, then we need position P3, P4, then set position P3. Okay, now search forward for this. Okay, then set P4 point. Okay, now we make overlay P3 P4. Okay, clean up the code, eval the buffer, expand the region, widen the narrow to region. Okay, evaluate this section of code, shrink the window, back to my my Emacs blog, then open the atom file. Okay, so you can see now you can see here's the entry. Okay, here is the entry, Emacs file encoding FAQ. So now let's make some change. Let's just say repost. Okay, now I made some change. Now I want to update this updated date tag. Okay, now we're gonna call that command again, and it should highlight the changed part. Okay, so the command is xah-atom-update-entry-date. Do it. Yay! You see, there it is. Now there's a slight error. You see it included the Yeah, it included the tag. It shouldn't. Okay, but we can fix that easily. So okay, so let's fix that. It's actually easy to fix. All we have to do is, you see this line, we want to say minus point minus 1. Okay, so instead of point, it will be actually not minus 1, plus 1. Okay, yeah, 1 plus. Okay, delete that line. And same thing for here. Here will be 1 minus. Okay, minus 0.1. Okay, evaluate. That's it. That's it for that. So we completed. Close it, close it. We don't need to test it. Let's go back to the talk show. Open it. So we've done 2 of the items. Now let's see how long have I been talking. We can do 2 more, I believe. So we've been talking for 40 minutes. We can do actually 2 more. What's your favorite key mapping on the Kinesis keyboard? One you cannot live without. My Kinesis keyboard. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let me show you. Okay. So you can see here is my Kinesis keyboard, and you see, and that's the ultimate hacking keyboard. Okay, Kinesis keyboard. So what's my favorite key binding? That's an easy question. My favorite key binding would be the map the caps lock to home, because I'm using xah-fly keys, and the home key is used to switch to the command mod. Okay, let's see. Let's go to xah-fly keys website. Okay, so show in browser, magnify xah-fly keys, and this is a friend, and this is his Kinesis keyboard. And you go down. There it is, the command layout. So you can switch to QWERTY, you can switch to Vorak or JavaScript I wrote. You can switch to Comac, and it will not only change the key binding in the layout diagram, but it will also change all the commands you can see here. For example, look at this line. Okay, so if I say QWERTY, it's IJKL for the cursor movement. If I say Vorak, it's CHTN for the cursor movement. So anyway, okay, so I wanted to show you, there it is, my optimal layouts for Batman keyboards for xah-fly keys. So if you are using Kinesis, there it is, my layout, Kinesis. Again, you can change QWERTY, Vorak, Comac DH, Workman. Okay, that's the background of this question. Now, so I'm using Kinesis keyboard. So what's my favorite key binding? Well, if I have to name one, the one most important is this home key. In fact, on Kinesis, this return key, I mean this key on the home row on the right hand, the rightmost key, is actually also switching to command mod, because my left hand pinky, otherwise I use this pinky too much, so now I also use this pinky. Of course, you can also set it to one of the thumb keys, but anyway. So that answers that question. Now I think I want to do one more emacs lisp, then Camille, so Sid Ali, I want to upgrade the firmware to add the feature of mapping key to do something on a key press and something else on press and hold. Yeah, well, you can you can do that. Wondering if it's very useful or gets in the way. That depends on. So what's the question exactly? I want to upgrade the firmware to. You definitely should upgrade the firmware, the Kinesis keyboard. Okay, yeah, it doesn't hurt. You should. Mapping key to do something on a key press and something else on press and hold. Yeah. So one of the thing I did recently on the Kinesis keyboard is to. Okay, let's digress to keyboards. So xah keyboard block, ergonomic keyboards. You go down, you will see my Kinesis keyboard. Okay. Now one of the thing I did recently, I've been using this keyboard for by now 4 years. Yeah, 4 years since 2016. So by now 3.5 a year. But one thing I discovered in last year is that half a year ago is that I made the right hand keys to become embedded number pad. Whenever I press this key, the left thumb, the end key. So, and I have tutorials, of course, I have tutorials about how to do that. Let's see. Size comparison, video review, on the fly key map and macro, fantastic. Driverless programmable keys, yes. Design advantages, where I explain. And let's see, mechanical key switch, yes. Mac Linux support, yes. How long does it take to get used to? About a month. If you are new to these Batman keyboards. Default layout, okay. Then Kinesis keyboard key map macro how to. So this page I explained how how do you map keys. But anyway, so if you just scroll down, there's make the number row do symbols and shift embedded number pad. There it is. Basically, this is what I did. Okay, so now I hold down one of the thumb button on the left hand, then my right hand fingers become numbers. That is much more convenient than pressing the number keys on top, even though you don't need modifier. So let's go back to Emacs. I want to go back to Emacs. Hi, Xah, I have a few questions, but they are all off topic. Post your questions. Okay, post your questions. Okay, let's do one more Emacs list. I want to do one more finish Emacs list. Now I'm just gonna code silently. I want to finish this quickly. So Emacs list modify xah-title-case-region-or-line. Title-case-region-or-line. Okay, so just like before, but I'm just going to do this quickly so you are looking at my workflow. Okay. So I want to add color. Okay, so how do I add colors? Let string pairs. Oh, okay, so yeah. Search for what? Replace match. So it is this block of code I need to add things. this block. Okay, so let's see. So while search for word something in a list, do them one at a time. So when it's found, replace match. Okay, and you also want to get the position of the match. Okay, position of the match, which is match string. Okay, that's how you get the position of the match. No, not match string, match data. Okay, that is the okay. Look up the documentation. Match data. Okay, integers, reuse, repeat. Okay, return a list describing what is the last search matched. Element 2n is match beginning, and element 2n plus 1 is match end. Okay, element 2n is the match beginning. Return a list describing what is the last search matched. Search matched. Let's say 0. Okay, let's see what it returns. Okay, void variable. You see, this is about the debugging someone asked before. When you turn it on, the debugger on, this is what it shows. Void variable reuse. Okay, we don't care about that. Do it again. 0, 1. Match beginning, match end. What the fuck? So I need to get. So what I'm doing is that it did a search. Whenever it did a search, it will have data of the beginning position of the match and end position of the match. I want to get those positions. Okay, so actually we don't need this. So let's try to do. Okay, there it is. There it is. So that is the position. Okay, so let's do a let, I guess, let match pos match data. Okay, okay, show my last show my copy history, because I need that overlay thing here. Paste it here. So overlay put position 1, 2 is going to be a ref. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay, so position 1, position 2, so plus 1 plus 2. I think that's it. Okay, evaluate this command. Okay, change the version name. Okay, back to the HTML. Let's see something in water. Okay, now let's call the command. What is the key? Yeah, title case region-or-line. So okay, wait. There it is, but it's incorrect. You see, we just called the command, and the command did, the first one is original, the second one is changed. You see, the command capitalized the current line by the sentence case. I mean, not title case. So some words is not it basically capitalized the first letter of each word, except some adjectives, adverbs, pronouns, things like that. But what it should highlight is actually the changed part, not the unchanged part. So there is some error in my code. Let's go back to the code. So the match data is actually, what's going on with the match data? Oh, okay. Element match data. So match data one, the first one 2n. So this is 2, and this is 2n plus 1. Yeah, okay, 2 3. Okay, so let's try that again. Save it, run the code, then let's try it here. Find day on the philosophy of Emacs. Okay. So call it shit, wrong type argument. Fuck. It did change, but however, wait, what the fuck? Title case region-or-line. It did change, but the highlighting is incorrect. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing, so maybe that's it for today. What other questions? Emacs related. Do you know of Potesilaus Stavro? His Emacs videos are very informative. He is also into Western philosophy from what I've seen. Do I know that guy? No, that name does not ring a bell. But also, I've been using Emacs for 20 years now, and over 21 years old, and I'm getting old, so I no longer watch other Emacs videos. Like I don't have much time left. I'm doing something else, so I don't watch these days much of other Emacs stuff or even new stuff. Do you have a recommendation on a math book to learn history of math? Yes, I have quite a few. Great question. Also, a recommendation for learning algebra from zero with proofs. I googled but don't know which review shield to trust. Okay, I can tell you. But exactly, okay, are you still here? So exactly what is your question? Okay, so if you want to learn history of Emacs, I can recommend a few good books. Now, but your second question, a recommendation for learning algebra from zero with proofs. What do you mean exactly by that? You mean you never had abstract algebra before, right? Is that so? Answer the question. You never had abstract algebra before, and you wanted to begin to learn abstract algebra, modern algebra. Is that right? And you prefer a book with proofs. Now, if that's your question, I don't have a good recommendation, for introduction to algebra. And also about learning proofs, there is no such a thing. Okay, there is no such a there exist books that teaches you how to do math proofs. Okay, but however, such a subject, you don't need those books. If you want to do math and if you want to learn about proofs is part of real math. Basically, all mathematicians, all they do is proofs, nothing else. Okay, mathematicians, or real, math, it's all about proofs. So you don't need to study how to do proofs. Okay, it just come with it. It's like, okay, yeah, trust me. So all you want to do is just study math. Okay. Okay, so history of math books. I can show you a few. Okay, let's stop Emacs today. So let me just talk about math. Okay, xah math blog. So you go to plane curves, then you go to just search for Visual Dictionary of Spatial Plane Curves. This is a project I did in 1995. And also was my most popular website like 25 years ago. It's one of the most famous website on the web because back then. So you go to math, you go to my math page, then you go to plane curve books. Okay, now these are books about plane curves. However, there are several excellent, the best math books on math history. Okay, let me show you. One of these is Maurice Klein's Mathematical Thought from Ancient to Modern Times. It's 3 volumes. Okay, this book, there are 3 volumes of it. Okay, so I highly recommend it. I still have the book. I've been doing math. It's in 1990s I read most of these. Because I was a big math fanatic. I still am, but math is alienated me. Okay, that's a great book. Okay, Maurice Klein. So get this book, 3 volumes. Now this one, Howard Eves, is also a classic. Okay, Howard Eves. Okay, well, shit. It went to Wikipedia. Oh, here. Howard Eves. Now Howard Eves already dead. Okay, I think he's dead a while back. But however, when you have a textbook, usually they create more and more editions long times after the author is dead. So these editions, they don't change much. They create new editions because they want to sell. So that when you do homework in a university, if you can, so that they prevent you from using last year's old book. They want you to buy a new one because it's a new edition, but actually there's nothing to change. They just it's artificial, it's a commercial tactics. So this Howard Eves, he's a great math historian, and the by the time I read it, it's already sixth edition, like in 1992. But today there's more editions, and there's interesting thing I noticed, like last year I was browsing Amazon. Sometimes I recheck the things I've written. I recheck what's going on with these books. Are they still popular or whatnot? So sometimes I recheck, and I went to this book on Amazon, and I noticed somewhere, okay, in the introduction or somewhere, it says we cover we cover female, women mathematicians, and we honor how female mathematicians, they are something something blah blah blah. Basically, it's kissing social justice warriors ass. As time changes, but the content doesn't change. The content is the same. The fucking history of math. It doesn't all of a sudden, because we are into women now, all of a sudden, oh, there's 10 more women mathematicians. It's nothing like that. But however, I noticed in the introduction it says, we cover women. There's something like that. It's like purely marketing bullshit. They just added that, for nothing. Okay, anyway, so this book is a good one. If you can just find an old edition, like usually you can find in an old bookstore $5 or $3. Okay, you don't have to spend, the current edition, fucking $322. These fucking scums. So where is it? Yeah, you rent it for $11, but the fucking, can you believe that? Now this book is $300. These scumbags, these administrators, these scums. Back in 1992, this is still expensive. The textbook is like $80. Now it's $390. Amazing. You don't need it. Okay, go to a used bookstore. Get a early editions for $5. You don't need a new edition at all. There's nothing they can possibly change. The only change they can possibly make to this kind of books, math history book, is to make it worse. Make it more bullshit. Okay, so this is also a book, a good book. Okay, actually, this is a big topic, and there's quite a lot, and this one, mathematics and its history. Okay, now this one I haven't read. Actually, I don't have this book. I haven't read, but I know this highly recommended. Uh, Mathematics and its history. So anyway, the Morris Klein is a classic, 3 volumes. The Howard Eves is also classic. And there are quite a few I also read. Carl Boyer, okay. Do I have it listed here? I think so. Now the book I just mentioned, they are not specific to plane curves. Okay, they are like the general history of math. CARL. Oh, there it is. I don't have, for some reason, I don't have a picture. So Carl Boyer. Okay, so history of mathematics. This is also a good one. So there are quite a few math books, depending on how, if you are really into math. Of course, you read them all. But if you are, just beginning, you just pick one of the books, and read them. Okay, that's it. That's it for today. Yeah, so if you want to study abstract algebra, I don't have any particular recommendation for abstract algebra. But however, you just go to my uh, today actually you don't need a printed book because essentially every information is on Wikipedia. So if you are really self-motivated, you don't need someone to like whip you every day. You need to study math. You need to study math. If you are not like that, that's what most people are who go to universities. Their parents send them to, but they have no idea what they're doing. But if you have intrinsic motivation, to study math, you don't really need a math textbook because there are tons of them free online. Okay, I have collected a few linear algebra, a few math textbooks, abstract algebra. Okay, I don't have a free one, but anyway, I don't have recommendation for that topic. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching, and you go buy my stuff. Okay, go buy my Emacs tutorial, go buy my JavaScript in-depth tutorial. That's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Bye. There's a question. Uppercase initials region. Does this title case? No, because in English. Okay, let me explain this one. Okay, this is this is about English conventions. Grammar, idioms, and writing. Okay. Wait. In if you notice. Hang on a second. So wait. What the fuck? Yeah. Anyway, my command is fucked up. So anyway, so if this is a title on the philosophy of Emacs, there are several conventions to capcase them. Okay, one of them usually followed by depending on who is the publisher, which newspaper. Okay, they have different convention, different styles. Okay, one of them is that you just capitalize the first word, the first letter of the first word of the sentence, just like a sentence, the same way you capitalized it like a sentence. Okay, so it's on the philosophy of Emacs. Okay, that's one way. Now another way is you just capitalize every first letter of the word. Okay, so on the philosophy of Emacs. This is kind of programmers will love this because this is systematic, and simple, regular. You just capitalize every word, every letter, first letter of every word. Now, but however, the American tradition is that some of the verbs and adjectives like of, and, or, a, the, you don't capitalize those. So this should be on the philosophy of Emacs, something like that. Anyway, just look up Wikipedia. You'll find detailed information about title case. Okay, they're gonna tell you all about it. Title case rules. This is when we venture into the grammarians land. You have AP style book. You have Chicago Manual of Style. You have quite a few. They don't, yeah. Anyway, so you can see my command. You can see the way I do the command is like you just capitalize every word. Then you lowercase some of the the words that should not be capitalized. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys. Bye.